up, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are diving into the final injury report for the Detroit Lions and for the Green Bay Packers until the inactives come out on Sunday. So who's in, who's out? We know a few of them. Also, the Lions have interviewed 3 GM candidates. They're all in-house. Let's get it started.
You know, I got to shout out DoseOfDion, man, because it was actually the first time I went live on YouTube. And, you know, guys don't know DoseOfDion. He put out a lot of good content for the Detroit Lions.
Welcome everybody to another video. Glad you guys are here. So before we get into the participation report, I want to talk about those GM interviews. This is a short, just talk about them really quickly. Now, that was a different take. It was a different clip. So I already recorded that. So if there's like different words on the board, if like things are moving around the desk, no, there's no ghosts. Hopefully there's no ghosts. That'd be scary. I might have to call Luigi. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know where we're going with this one, but we're going to take a look at that first, and then we'll dive into the participation report, okay? So go enjoy that, and I'll see you back here. Okay, so we have a little bit of Detroit Lions news here. The Lions have interviewed 3 general manager candidates. What? That's big news, right? Well, I mean, it could be big news, but I don't think it's big news. Those 3 general manager candidates were all with in-house. They're guys that have already worked with the Detroit Lions. They're working there right now. Bob Quinn has been fired. They're going to do their due diligence and interview the guys that are already here. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like these interviews would be kind of strange. Like, are the Lions really going to hire someone within house? Do teams really do that? Like, I would be shocked if the Lions did that, especially because most, if not all of these guys were put in the position they were because of Bob Quinn, and Bob Quinn's fired. So I would doubt that any of these guys actually get the general manager job, but the Lions are doing it because they can't go interview other general managers. What kind of questions do you? I don't know. I don't know. Either way, let's talk about him. The first guy is Kyle O'Brien, who is the vice president of player personnel. Now, Bob Quinn brought him in. It was the first hire that Bob Quinn made. It doesn't necessarily mean he's bad because Bob Quinn hired him as the vice president of player personnel. He probably has the best chance of becoming the next general manager of these 3 guys because it seems like he was the closest and maybe did the most and maybe was the highest up, closest to Bob Quinn. And, you know, he was back in New England, you know, working with Bob Quinn a while ago, so that's a big reason that he was brought in by Bob Quinn. But he was a Harvard graduate who lettered in lacrosse. He played lacrosse? Okay, I see you. So I could see this. I mean, he was very involved in drafts and free agency, so he probably knows the ins and outs of everything. Again, I don't think they'll hire anybody within the organization, but if anybody of these 3 guys, he would probably be the most likely. For Kyle, of course, Bob Quinn would basically have the final say over all of this, being the general manager, but he left, I guess, the Jacksonville Jaguars to come to the Detroit Lions to work with Bob Quinn once again. And, you know, the way that they quoted it and said he knows everything about everybody. So he's really good, just knowing a lot of people, but he's run around the league for a very long time, so I can understand that. I mean, for 10 seasons, he was with the New England Patriots in various roles. So that has a big impact on why he was brought in to Detroit, but he's done a lot of different things. He's been in the NFL and involved in the NFL for a very long time. He began back in 1999 with the New York Jets as an intern. So over 20 years of experience. So really for experience, that's some experience right there. Now, I guess Bob Quinn did this because he wanted another voice, someone to help him out when it came to, you know, scouting, working at the combine, things like that. So it was just another voice for him to kind of bounce ideas off of. Before us, he was a scout for the Kansas City Chiefs. He also worked with Bob Quinn in the past. He worked with the Jacksonville Jaguars as a college scout. So he's been around the block a little bit. You could say he kind of knows a little bit, a thing or two about scouting, but I just don't think he's going to become the general manager. The next guy here is Lance Newmark. Lance Newmark, who is the director of player personnel. It is his 23rd year with the Detroit Lions, working in the Lions personnel. He was actually elevated to the director of player personnel by Bob Quinn. So another guy that kind of got a bigger role because of Bob Quinn being here. Well, now Bob Quinn is gone, but that's Lance Newmark, director of player personnel. But Lance here, I guess, you know, he kind of leads a staff when it comes to scouting, you know, for the draft and, you know, for just college football, just scouting for that. He leads a staff there, and he also has an impact on day-to-day management of the roster. So he's involved a little bit within the roster. At least that's what his title is. He began in Detroit back in 1998. Now, that is a lot of experience. He's been here for a very long time. Promoted, yes, through the ranks, but he's been here for a very long time, and he began with San Diego. So it's not even like he started here in 98. This guy has been through it, okay? That's experience. Not only in the NFL, that's experience with the Detroit Lions. And it seems like he has his own little touch on the roster. He's more of kind of maybe the college kind of scout type of thing. I don't completely understand all the titles, so I'm just doing my best here, okay? It's confusing. They all seem like they do the exact same job. Just being honest. Rob Lohman, I think that's how you say his name. Rob Lohman, I think that's how we say it. He's the director of pro scouting. Now, he got this opportunity in 2016 with the Detroit Lions as a director of pro scouting. Previously, he was a college scout coordinator and a regional scout. So all these guys with scouting backgrounds, a lot of these guys just worked with Bob Quinn. Maybe they were brought in by Bob Quinn. Maybe they were elevated to their position by Bob Quinn. This was a guy that's, been doing it for a while as well. 2001, he was a Texans intern as a scout. So he's been doing a lot of things well. He graduated from the University of Syracuse. He got his master's degree in higher education. In 1998, he was a special teams and recruiting assistant at Hofstra. So it would shock me if the Lions actually hired one of these guys as their general manager. I don't expect them to. This is just, again, doing their due diligence, just doing it because, well, they can't go interview anybody else, so you might as well do it. I mean, hey, Darrell Bevell's getting a shot in-house, so you know what? Maybe Darrell Bevell wins the job, and maybe they hire someone within-house to work with Darrell Bevell. It's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. If Darrell Bevell won the job and one of those guys were like, hey, you know what? We'll make you the GM. Maybe. I just don't see it happening because of the whole Bob Quinn effect on a lot of these guys. But who knows? I mean, we at least got to bring it up. Maybe they could be. Maybe they're not. I'm not expecting them to be, though. But hey, Lions are going to do some interviews, and that's just some Lions news. So let's dive into this participation report for the Detroit Lions and for the Green Bay Packers. We got some outs. We got some questionables. Also, if we have any roster moves, we'll touch on those as well. Starting off with our Lions. Really, again, I mean, it's kind of what we expected to see, but there is some good news with one guy. Now, Terrell Crosby, Kenny Galladay, and Okudah will all miss. None of those guys practiced at all this week. Not good news. Jeffrey Okudah missing another game here. Kenny Galladay, I think it's like his fifth straight game. I don't know. I've honestly lost count at this point. If you guys remember, put in the comment section below. I've lost count. And Terrell Crosby, who was injured in our last game, we had Matt Nelson step in at right tackle position. He will miss this game as well. Now, that's big because they got some pass rushers, so it's going to be important that he plays well to keep those Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith, to keep those rushers off of the quarterback. We know we have to do that. But aside from that, it's all questionables or in. First up, Austin Bryant, questionable. Practiced all week, limited participation, didn't play last week. We're hoping he can go this week. Deshaun Hand, also questionable, limited all week. We didn't have him last week either. So those are two guys that we could get back on this defense, give us some help, and those are just improvements. CJ Moore, questionable, limited participation in the last 2 days. We were thinking on Wednesday he might not get to go, but we could get some special teams help there as well. John Pennicini, now this one came up just today, and this one I'm a little bit worried about. A shoulder injury for John Pennicini must have happened in practice, but now limited participation, he is questionable. Please, John Pennicini, I need you on the field. John, you are a beast. No question about it. No question. This is one of my favorite players. I need you on the field, John. I need you. There's no Danny Shelton. We're missing 2 pieces. I need you on the field, John. Okay, hopefully Pennicini can play. If you cannot, hopefully we get Hand. If you don't have John Pennicini, you're going to want Deshaun Hand. If you don't have Hand, you're definitely going to want Pennicini. If we don't have either of them, look for Frank Caron, Kevin Strong, those guys to get brought up. But obviously, if the Lions make those roster moves, we'll be here to talk about them. You'll probably see some of those on Saturday. We'll have to wait and see. Matthew Stafford up next, questionable. I think he's been questionable a few times, just limited all week. It's just kind of something that they've just listed him with. I hope he plays. I mean, I really hope he does. I don't think there's any big concern here, but hopefully he plays. It's still the right thumb that he messed up a couple of weeks ago. And finally, you see DeAndre Swift listed as questionable, but full participation. Darrell Bevell said today he was trending in the right direction. DeAndre Swift is going to play. I'm going to tell you right now, I think Swift is going to play. And I don't think he's going to be very limited. I know it's a question, well, how limited? I don't think he's going to be limited. He practiced every day this week. Bevell said it has to do with how many days he practiced. He practiced every day, and full participation means he was going at it today. I have a feeling he won't be limited. He'll be our number one, and he'll be good to go. It'll be great to get Swift back from that illness. Everson Griffin, no participation today, but it has nothing to do with an injury. It's not injury related. Finally, Kerryon Johnson, you love to see it. Back-to-back days of full participation. Yes, baby! Woo! I'm glad that knee is okay. He's also going to be good. So just 3 outs, a lot of questionables. We'll keep an eye out, wait for the inactive. We'll see if the Lions can make any roster moves. If they bring up certain positions like DT, we'll see what they do there. It could be a tell for what's going on with these injuries. But we'll have to wait and see. Sunday morning, we'll have the inactives. Actually, it may not be Sunday morning because we play at 4:25. Remember that. We play at 4:25. The game's different. They moved it back because they know we're great. So we got to go be great on the field. I want to beat the Packers. I really do. I just want to beat the Packers, okay? Is that too much to ask that I want to beat Aaron Rodgers and the Packers? Come on, man. That's all I want. On to the Packers side of things. Before we get into their participation report, we have a little bit of news. Allen Lazard, it is his birthday today. So, okay, happy birthday, Allen Lazard. Do we clap for that? Okay, happy birthday. No, I'm happy for you. It's cool. Happy birthday. But dang, I just really don't like the Packers, man. I just want to beat the Packers. All the hostility, I feel it. Now, look, also, Packers, man, they put out, like, practice highlights. Man, where is that at? Lions media, what are you doing? I want some practice highlights. Come on, man. Just a few, dude. Let me put some in our videos or something. All right, so let's move over to the Packers side of things. Let's take a look at their participation report. And honestly, kind of what we expected this week is that they are pretty darn healthy and they're pretty much ready to go heading into this game. Jair Alexander, Chris Barnes, Kevin King, which was a big one because he was kind of questionable. Kevin King will play, so they'll have their top corners out there. Alan Lazard will play. Mercedes Lewis will play. He did not even participate yesterday. All of a sudden, he comes back, full participation. He's good to go. So they'll have Mercedes Lewis, and they'll also have Tanyan as their tight ends. I almost forgot his name. So they're going to have their tight end, another tight end as well, which helps them. Now they will be without Jace Sternberger, the rookie, but they will have Mercedes Lewis. Continuing down, Lucas Patrick, their guard, limited all week, but he will play, and that's big for them as well because they're missing Simon, who they brought up to the active roster, I believe, this week when we talked. I think on Wednesday they did that. He's not going to get to play. He's not going to get to play. He was listed as out. I thought Simon would get to go, but he's not. But since they have Lucas Patrick healthy, they also have John Runyon. So their offensive line is good to go because Rick Wagner is also healthy. It's just maybe lacking some depth at the guard position. But aside from that, I mean, they're healthy. So unless anything happens during the game, they're fine. Here's the big one, however. Darnell Savage was listed today with questionable with a groin injury. We kind of saw that for the Lions with John Pennicini. All of a sudden, it's like, wait, where did this come from? Shoulder? Same thing here with Darnell Savage. So John Pennicini, Savage, two guys to keep an eye out for big time when it comes to the inactive. J.K. Scott, their punter, is good. Vernon Scott's good. Zadarius Smith is good. St. Brown is questionable, but he did have full participation today, which leads me to believe it's more of a probable type of thing. We said Jay Sternberger and Simon are out in this game. Malik Taylor, their wide receiver, is questionable. He did not participate today with a hamstring, but Rick Wagner will go. So they're very healthy. I mean, they're not missing really anything major here. If Darnell Savage can't go, that will be a pretty big blow to their secondary because he is a pretty darn good safety. But aside from that, I mean, they're really not missing much. They have two of their three tight ends good to go. Jay Sternberger, yeah, they'd like to have him out there, but they got the receivers. I mean, their cornerbacks are playing. So for Lions, look, again, your backs are basically against the wall. You're going against a team that's pretty darn healthy aside from the IR, but you got to make it happen. I mean, this is a beautiful opportunity to make it happen. Oh, man, this is just huge. I just want to beat the Packers. So whatever it takes, find a way. I'm excited. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We'll be back this weekend for the inactives, and we have more videos coming your way. So thank you, for watching. Don't know what that was, and I'm out. Are you kidding me right now? I had to put my helmet on for this one. Are you kidding? Look at this. Look at all these members. What? Yo, hey. Shout out to all the members, man. Look how many All-Pro members there are. Like, literally, it's the whole screen, dog. This is crazy. The patrons, of course, the Hall of Fame members, man. Y'all got the gold color. It's kind of yellow, but it's supposed to be gold. Shout out to all the members, man. If you want to be a part of this, all you got to do is join the channel. But there are perks that come with it. Stay locked in the community tab if you are a member because that's where a lot of information comes out. I appreciate all of you. What?